I'll tell you when we are live. And it takes like a
Sweet.
second for everybody to like come in, but we can start immediately. I do a little opening scene, and then I transition. There you go. Welcome everybody to the stream this morning. I'm Michelle Trina, and I have special guest, comedian, podcaster, filmmaker, a really nice guy, Mike Cannon. Hi, Mike.
Thanks for having me. That last one's the most important. I just want everybody to know me as a nice guy. That's what every comedian wants.
Well, we're in an industry where it is like, people can be really nice and it can be really nasty. And when I met you, I was at Gotham Comedy Club Christmas party, and I remember I was like, "Oh my god, it's Mike Cannon," and I was like, "Just fucking go up, you're a comic, say something." And I was like, "Oh, what if he's like, ew, bitch, who are you?" And then I went up and introduced myself, and you were the nicest human being.
That's so fun. I mean, I have those exact same inner thoughts, and it's so funny to hear that from somebody else because it's never once gone. I mean, actually, that's not true. It has gone that way for me once or twice, but for the most part, it's pretty. Everybody's cool.
So tell us a little bit about, you've been a comedian. First, just to start by saying, Mike has done so much in his career. You're a New York City based comic. I'm reading your career highlights off of Google because I'm a mess, but you've done so much. You've been on podcasts, you've been on films, you are in the New York City circuit. Like, you're a regular at the Cellar New York Comedy Club. We got to do a showcase. I got to be on with you before your headlining show, which I attained to. So how long have you been doing stand-up? And also, what is one of your favorite moments that you're currently working on in the comedy world?
I mean, I've been doing stand-up now for a while. It doesn't even feel like that, but I've been doing it since like 08, 09. So I guess at this point, like 17 years about with COVID kind of jammed in the middle, but I count it since I was still working. But it's been great. I mean, it's changed drastically, since I started to now. It's kind of a brand new industry. I've made the joke that it's like if my wife 10 years into our marriage was like, I think I'm trans. And it's just like, yeah, that's cool. I don't know if that's what I signed up for, but sure, with just all the social media and everything that you have to do to kind of make your career happen for yourself. But yeah, now what I'm working on now is just kind of like I'm trying to create connection between myself and my audience. So as best as I can do that with being vulnerable or authentic or just open and honest, that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
I love that. I recently just saw a clip of yours talking about your wife and how, like, when your wife, it's a really funny clip. If I have his social media in the description on the YouTube, and talking about connecting with your audience, I connected as the female being somebody that talks a lot. I love it. Yeah, it was great because it just shows the bit is about how, us women, we do say a lot. And like sometimes when we say, I told you, don't you remember? It's like, of course I did. Love that.
100%. And there's opposite ends of that where, like, I don't speak enough and I assume that my wife has read my mind. And it's like, so I'm sure she could have, if she wrote jokes, she would have one similar that was from the opposite perspective.
Exactly. So I want to get to, this is coming on the 10th year of, I started doing stand-up almost 10 years ago this October, but consistently, I would say the last year I've been trying to get up on stage as much as possible. And connecting with what you've done so far. I look at you, I'm like, wow, you're past at the Cellar, you're doing all your headlining, all these great things. What is your biggest advice to comedians about spending the time on stage versus hanging out at clubs versus writing, or all three obviously you should be doing all of them, but what should take priority? If for someone like me, who I'm 10 years in, my daughter's getting older, I can spend more time. What's your advice? Where do I go first?
I mean, my advice, it kind of depends on what you want. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be great at the craft and the skill, then that's where you should pour your energy into. If you want to be massively famous, then there's some social things that you can be doing. And I erred on the side of trying to like develop and get better at stand up because that's what I got into this business for. And it may have, I think I haven't been necessarily as connective as I could be in certain ways, socially or whatever. I don't drink anymore. That's a big part of it also. And, yeah, and to my own part, not saying like anybody's like, stay away, sober guy. I'm just feeling like I'm the uncomfortable one in that situation. So I think, do you want to be like, what are you looking to do? Like, do you want to be a great
Yeah,
stand
so
up, or do you want to be like super famous, or both, or
the fame thing is not relevant. I just want to make I want to make a living doing stand up. So
yeah. So that, I mean, that my view of it is like, if you get to where you want to get skill wise, and you feel good about where you're at, success kind of gravitates itself to that. And you might not, that luck plays a big part of this, right? And the only way you can generate luck is being prepared for weird moments. So that, and to be prepared for weird moments is to be good at what you do and to pour tireless hours into it. So I think it always goes back to just developing as a comic, and that should take precedent, whether it's, I always was like stage time. Like a lot of people hung out at the Cellar. It took me 10 years to get past there because I never did, because I never socially made myself known there. I was always like, well, I'm not in there yet, so I better get good enough to get in there. So I was working everywhere else in an effort to get there.
that's a great point, because I'm trying to, where am I going to hang out when my daughter's in practice for 4 hours? You have children as well. And so it's a juggle now, but where should I hang out to get seen more and get more stage time? So I have been hearing that spending more time in the clubs and also getting good at your craft. Very interesting. Okay, so yeah, because I feel like I should be further along after 10 years, but then I'm just like, you're on your own path, you're on your own journey. Do that shit. Case in point, I'm trying to get on Kill Tony today.
Are you in Austin?
No, they're in Madison Square Garden tonight.
Oh, that's right. Okay, wow, yeah. So you're signed up. You're doing the whole thing.
To go sign up and wait online.
So, So but that's another thing where it's like, not to get all Jack Dawson from Titanic on you, but certain people, they create their own luck. You know what I mean? And if that's what you're doing, and you've worked out a minute and you feel confident that you can deliver in that situation, and obviously it's a huge exposure, then why the fuck not, man?
And I think I'm just trying to pour myself into all opportunities. As much as I can. Do you have, so you're co-hosting Beautiful Boys with Andy Haynes right now, and co-hosting Fart Carnival with Brendan Sagalo. Am I saying that right?
Sagalo. I love Sagalo, dude. Oh my God. I'm never calling him anything else.
I had John Segula on from Impractical Jokers. He's a writer and a producer, and I always say his name wrong. And he used to date my best friend's sister many years ago. And so he keeps saying, you keep saying so I am the worst. But yes, so tell us a little about the podcast and how that connects to comedy, and how podcasting for you, do you feel like that's the between that and stand up, like that's your go-to? Do you love doing that? Would you want to do more television? Because I know you're a filmmaker as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing podcasts because I like doing comedy. I like being funny. I like talking to my friends. I like, bullshitting. Like, it's fun. I don't, my perspective on podcasting is it's a necessary tool in the same way that Instagram is, Facebook is, and all these things, where it's a tether to an audience, and it seems to be the main tether to my audience where they'll come out to the road. So it's important that I maintain, again, that connection to the audience. So it's like, that's more what I'm doing when it comes to like huge efforts in terms of like production and creating it into a show. It's like, again, I want to keep the main thing, and stand up for me is the main thing. So I want, the point of my podcast is to get people to come see me do stand up. So if I, and then if I put all this, I don't know, it's a delicate balance, but I like doing it, but I think it's more of a tool than a thing.
It's the same thing with the live streams. My live streams were the thing that started to really build my audience out, and I was like, all right, I'm just jumping around and making coffee. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So that's the kind of the thing that hit for me, that's working right now. The green light, right?
Totally.
So, yeah. I mean, so because I watch you a lot with Chris Stefano on his podcast, and I love the work you were doing with him.
Thanks.
And yeah, you're just, I think a lot of your stuff is very smart and clever. Do you have a process like, if you have a go-to writing routine, do you write it like I used to write at 5 a.m. Do you
Yeah,
write
yeah,
at a specific time? How does that work? What's your writing routine?
No, my process is a bit more like not I'm not like kind of a, the Seinfeld like lunch pail, sit down with your cup of coffee and pencil and write for 2 hours. My brain doesn't really work like that. I was never a student. Like I need to be moving around, and usually when I'm like active, I get more ideas for some reason. So my process is I will write something in my phone, and then I will, when I have time, take it to my notebook, and that expands the idea. I try to get that in my head as best as possible, take it to stage, inevitably forget 95% of what I wrote, deliver, a version of what I wrote, have maybe a nugget work from what I wrote, and then one or two work from just the sheer fear of being up there with nothing. And then I take those two things, write that down next to the nugget that works, and just kind of go back to the process and build and build and build.
So it's a lot of it's about revising, going back to the like taking the piece, revising, taking the piece, revising.
Yeah.
Do you ever like I have a theater background, so I was always like and dance, and I always rehearse shit. Do you ever rehearse your bit before you go on stage, or like if you're doing a headlining set, or do you ever rehearse like out by yourself, or besides the open like besides working out at
Yeah. I have before, but I should like, but I don't. I maybe should. Like I've gotten benefit from it because it's like that's the point of open mics. You know what I mean? Is getting it out of your face. It's not so much the feedback because a lot of the times it's just comedians that aren't necessarily even listening, and that's fine. That's part of the process. But it's just get that exercise from your pen to your mouth. It's quite the difference, So just even saying it out loud is huge. So I'll talk into my phone sometimes more so than I will like, actually pretend I'm delivering a joke.
And I'm mindful of the time because Mike is busy and he's got to hop out.
I can do 5 minutes.
That's
totally,
okay.
Yeah. So we're good. I know it took a minute to get this off the ground.
You have a wealth of knowledge that I feel like I could talk your pick your brain for hours. So you are a dad in a comic. Can you talk about the balance? Because I'm always a freaking mess. I'm Italian. I grew up in the Jersey, New York area too. Like I'm fighting with my mom. I'm like, like I gotta leave my daughter with her. My boyfriend's picking her up. Like it's like, and I'm in the weeds constantly. How do you juggle it? Since from before you were a father to now.
I think and obviously there's ebbs and flows. You get better with it and you get worse with it sometimes. But when I'm at my best, I find like peace in the weeds, where you're just gonna be in the weeds and you have to accept that you're in the weeds. And if you accept that everything is crazy around you, then time kind of slows down a little bit more. You tend to be able to manage it because I'm a big fight or flight guy. I grew up with like that kind of tense and loud household and chaotic and all that stuff. So I don't manage that stuff very well, but my entire adulthood has been trying to lower my reaction to certain to stimulus like that. So I'm really like at my best, I will be like, okay, life is crazy and that's just what life is. And I'm going to continue moving to get shit done. Like, what else am I going to do?
My mother, like, I think we had a lot of wall spackles growing up because people would
Yeah. And also, I'm one of those guys where if I have 5 things to do, sometimes I can get so frozen that I do none of them. And it's like if I keep moving, I'll get like 3 or 2 at the worst. So it's like you have to like I try to zoom out of my consciousness as best as I can and objectively look at what's better, 0 or 2 things out of 5. So it's a win if you complete 40% of your tasks.
So juggling the task load of like being present in the moment and doing what you can. Great advice. Yeah, because it can be, and plus we get material from I think being parents. I've been starting to like roast as my daughter's a teenager. I'm just like, well, what is she embarrassed by? What is she not? So I'll start to run things by her, which can be good and bad. But what do you
that's a fight. I've just started doing that stuff, like the embarrassing pulling up to my son's school, blasting music, and just like it just comes so naturally. It's perfect.
Well, well, we have like people following me that were friends, and I'm like I started wanting to block them. She's like, no, they're gonna know, and I'm like, well, then tell them to stop following me. Like,
Right.
give me some grace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you've done a lot. So I've been asking comics who come on here like, oh, who would you want to open for? But you headlining. So like, who would you? What's your dream? Uh, like, what is your dream show? Like, who are you? What are you? Would you have a dream? You want to be in Madison Square Garden, or would you want to do Lincoln Center? Do you have a ideal place and venue?
I mean, I'm a big like comedy history queef. So I love all the small venue. I love the fact that I've done Cafe Wa. I love the fact that I've done the Cellar, the Bitter End. Like these, like I love New York history and like kind of that grit and grind performer type stuff. But I've gotten to open for DeStefano at Radio City Music Hall. That was like that was a dream I didn't know I had. You get out there and you're like, oh, okay. I guess I've been blocked off from this as even being really a possibility. But that's what's beautiful about your friends bringing you along to stuff is it opens you up and you're like, oh, okay, man, this is more inspiring than it is like, man, this is the last time I'll get here. So that's where I'd like to build to is, of course, I'd be happy to sell out clubs and et cetera, but like I want to build to play some of the iconic venues in my home city. And whether that's I've done Gramercy Theater, which was really great, 400 plus people, but I'd love to do, the Beacon, radios, or whatever. In Madison Square Garden, of course, I'm a huge Knicks fan. But any of those things, and consistently, my goal is to have people that really identify and feel what I'm saying and come out and see me because every time is a new hour, every time is a new show. I try really hard to be prolific and hopefully I find my people.
So just so you know, I think we're putting it all out there saying you're definitely all that will happen to you. Just seeing you on stage and getting to know you as a person, just working with you. I think you have a great mindset. And if you guys haven't seen Mike, you got to go see Mike. It's MikeCannon.com, right? Or you're for your tickets?
MikeCannonComedy.com.
Sorry. MikeCannonComedy.com.
Some real estate broker has I think has the other one.
I noticed that there's like a billionaire with your last name too.
I know, yeah, he's like a Spanish billionaire, Michael Cannon Brooks or something. And every once in a while, I'll get a DM from somebody like, "Please, my family is sick. Can you send me?" And I'm like, "Dude, you got the wrong guy."
Some prince in Nigeria remember they used to have those spam things. So he co-hosts Beautiful Boys, he co-hosts Fart Carnival, he has specials on YouTube and iTunes. You have the number one. That's fucking huge. You had like the number one album on iTunes, correct?
I'm filming a new special in November too, so I'm excited in New York. So if you're in New York, just follow for stuff. But it's going to be during New York Comedy Festival, and I'm pumped.
Do you know where you're filming it?
I think at New York Comedy Club Gramercy, so I want to make it small. I've grown in size for some of the other ones, and now I want to kind of bring it back down because I want to get like a tight, intimate look to it. I have a very specific way in which I want to film it.
Well, I would love to be there because I want to support you, and you're awesome. Also, someone in our of course, someone in our chat said Cannon on Skanks is elite.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Mike's got to go, but he's amazing. He's very funny, smart. Go see him, and I hope to have you again on it. And honestly, I'm manifesting all your stuff. That's where I hope to be. So thank you.
I appreciate it. No, thank you. You're the best. Thank you for having me on.
All right, have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll let you know if I get on Kill Tony.
All right, please. Good luck. Peace.
Sorry guys, I was having technical difficulties with the fucking mic again, but we figured it out. Hold on, someone just messaged me. Yeah, I think hi John Francis, hi everybody. Listen, I have to go get into the city because I am trying for Kill Tony. So we're gonna do another live stream when I'm in the city. That was Fast and Furious, but that is the kind of interviews that I want to keep having. But let's see. Do it again. No, you're fine. Thank you so much for the gifted jewels.
Silver Star.
No, that's right. That was really hi Germany. How did you pull my cannon? I worked with him before. He said yes, he's a good guy. I've worked with him before. First off, I introduced myself to him back at Gotham. Hold on, let me say you were right. He's in a for the audio delay. So like so he is an impressive guy. He's also very nice. He's just done a lot. So Dr. Gonzo's like, how'd you pull my cannon? Because what happened is this is a good example of introducing yourself and not jumping out right away and being, hey, let me open for you or whatever. Like introduced myself at Gotham Comedy Club. Thank you for the gift, Germany. And thank you so much. I introduced myself. That's he's the type of person. That's where I want to be. He's been 18 years, right? So now I'm approaching 10. And I think he has 2 kids, and he's just busy, and I love that, and I think that when I saw that he was on the showcase I did near Comedy Club, I was like, I gotta definitely keep talking and saying hello. And that's it. Because I got to work with him, he saw my set. And then he also, I think I reposted one of his clips. Just gotta keep building rapport with people. He's also been at the dojo a lot too, and I know people speak very highly of him and just being a nice dude. And you can't, you gotta. Here's the thing: is I feel like with this world of comedy, you gotta respect the hustle and building rapport and relationships is important, but also surround yourself with the right people. So that's where I'm going right now. I'm going to the city. I'm going to get online. I was thinking of wearing this, but I don't think this is pretty enough. We gotta wear Forever 21 shit. My room is gonna be a fucking mess until I get home tonight. So, I'm excited. I'm actually do we think this? Do you think this or the pink shirt? And I also have my hoops. I don't know if I'm gonna go parking in this city or what. I might just go take the path in because it's a bit easier. Definitely gonna wear these jeans. I'm gonna wear a belt. I don't know where my pink shirt is though. I gotta find that. There's a pink shirt I usually wear. Oh, here it is. This. Where the belt is. Or what do we think, guys? The pink or that one? Shit. What the hell happened here? Right, it's not. You take a cute dress? Oh, I don't know about that. No, you're not really supposed to do dress. I don't know about the dress. Manager at Forever 21. You think I should do a dress? You guys think I should do a dress? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with this. No. I don't think Tony. A high kick. All right, let's change this real quick, and you guys can tell me what you think. This is it. This is it. We're gonna do this one. This is my go-to. Feel comfortable in it. I'm gonna wear my sneakers. All right, I gotta head in. I don't know if I should park in the city today or I should just, because I don't know how long this line is gonna be. For all I know, this line could be right now. They're starting. They posted it yesterday. I had people messaging me. Candace August messaged me the link. I didn't even see it. She sent me the link right away. And looking out. See ya. I gotta be funny though. That's the whole point, right? I feel like this is a hot and sexy. It's not. No, I don't want to be wearing a dress though. You know. Here we go, guys. This is it. I also like flipped my toenail yesterday and it hurts. Like I stubbed it. I'm nervous. Nervous. Do this. I can't. I don't want to go on with the draft. Like my whole thing is like, yes, I see what you're saying, but like, I'm not doing a high kick. I'm gonna talk about it how I do high kicks and streams, but like, it's time to get going here. So if you missed the interview with Mike Cannon, please definitely go back and watch it. Hope it wasn't too bad with the sound. I had to keep muting it. We had some major sound issues prior. It was very annoying. I couldn't get it to work. The Google Meet. This is why you do sound checks. Yes, I'm going to sign up for Till Tony. So it's too much jewelry in here, though. So if you guys are tuning in now, you're gonna have to tune in again later because I'm gonna be live from the. So this chain is all like fucked up. Oh, I wanted to tell this. I passed up on a gig this weekend. I have a nice interview. Thank you. Bananas asked me to host all weekend. and I had to go back and tell her I'm booked Friday and Saturday, which I am booked with the Kill Tony commitment. So I was very like, oh man, I really could. Also, making extra money right now is important, and I'm making money in my craft, and I was just like, ah. So I don't know if that's a test from the universe to say, oh, you dumbass, you just passed on a gig, but for like a small chance to get picked, I'm gonna have faith that this is gonna be where I should be. So that I called John. I was like, what should I do? He's like, everybody is gonna be at Kill Tony. So I know I have to stick to the commitment of I want to sign up and I want to get on, and just being there. So if you guys are just tuning in, hit the subscribe and notifications because I'm going into the city now. Yeah, my gut was like, you've hosted a Bananas many times and you'll host again, and it's good to look booked and busy. So be honest, this is the commitment. It's not about making money this weekend, even though I fucking need money. It's not. It's about showing up and getting on. Hopefully getting on. Being prepared. Love you guys. I'll see you shortly. Stay tuned. Hit that notification button so when I go live in the city, you see.